welcome everybody. I am Zach from Bullhead Gaming.
I'm Anthony.
Anthony likes to pause when he says his name because he can't remember it sometimes.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
So we're going to start this game. Alright, you got your basic controls here. Really simple. I mean, if you play this on actual Game Boy, which we're not, oh god, they're going to know. We downloaded it. But, yeah, it's labeled on the Game Boy. I mean, you should know, but whatever. So Professor Oak is going to introduce us into this world widely inhabited by creatures called Pokemon. Some Pokemon are for pets, others use them for battling. He studies them. He has that Nidoran, but you'll never see that Nidoran again, by the way. Now, tell me, are you a boy or a girl? I'm a boy. Let's begin with your name. Alright. So, a little background for this game. This is a remake of the original games that came out in the US. We had Pokemon Red and Blue here. In Japan, they had Pokemon Red and Green. So when they remade them, they called this Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green to sort of a tribute to the original ones, even though we did not get Green. Green had very bad sprites. The original Red and Green had very bad sprites. They were not good looking at all. Mew looked like a fetus or something. It was gross. A couple years later, they updated the sprites with the game Pokemon Blue, with a couple differences also to like character text and stuff. And yeah, we got the blue sprites over here, and Red and Blue was given to us.
Well, not only did they give us different sprites, but they also gave us a different name. You know, it used to be Pocket Monsters originally.
Ah, yeah, I have the Nintendo Power for that with Star Fox on the cover. Alright, let's talk to Mom real quick. Right, all boys leave home someday. It said so on TV. Oh yes, Professor Oak next door was looking for you. Alright, Mom, have fun sleeping on the table. Yeah, Mom doesn't get a room, everybody. Only me. Alright, I forgot to do this. I don't know why. I was being dumb. But you want to withdraw your potion is one of the first things you want to do, because you're going to need it for your first battle if you get screwed over. You get a bad-natured Pokemon, but we'll get to that. So, also, you want to change your text, because it is super slow. Alright, there we go. You know what, let's change the frame, too, while we're at it.
I was just about to say, I remember doing that in Silver, so...
Let's go to, you want the Classic?
Yeah, get the Classic.
Sweet. Alright, now it's like we're actually playing the original ones. It's 16 bits. Isn't it 16-bit? That's what the Game Boy is, isn't it? Game Boy Advance. Can't read that. Alright, so we're gonna trek over here. Oh yeah, we're gonna go get a Pokemon, everybody. Nope. Hey, wait, don't go out! Prepare yourself, A button. Mash, mash, mash. It's unsafe. Wild Pokemon live in the tall grass. You need your own Pokemon for protection. I know, here, come with me.
You think they just, like, do something about the grass problem if it's really, like, that bad? Like, oh yeah, we can just, you know, burn the grass down, you know, then we don't have to worry about wild animals living in it. Or
yeah,
Pokemon.
well, or get a lawnmower.
Yeah.
You just spit out bits of the little creatures out of the blower. Okay. Oh, that's right. I told you. Come. Just wait. Here, Bull. I read that wrong, that first one. There are 3 Pokemon here. Haha! Why is he laughing? What do you know that I don't? The Pokemon are held inside these balls. When I was young, I was a serious Pokemon trainer. I'm gonna skip over this. Hey, Gramps, no fair. What about me? Be patient, crap. You get to pick the one that has the advantage. Alright, so we're going to start out. We have 3 difficulties here, almost. Well, actually, that's what I'm pretty sure it's meant for. I see, Bulbasaur is your first choice. Bulbasaur is the easy mode. He has the advantage against the first 2 gyms, because he's grass, and he's just badass like that. I usually pick Bulbasaur a lot, but here's Squirtle, the medium. He's good against the first gym, but not the second one. It basically, the harder ones encourage you to get different and like more Pokemon. And then we have Charmander here. Would you like to pick Charmander?
Yeah, I'm down.
Alright, we're gonna pick Charmander. Charmander is the hard choice. He has a disadvantage against the first 2 gyms. Gets crushed by some rocks in the first one. Alright, we're gonna name him Chili. I like Chili. It's a fitting name. Chili, the Charmander. Chili the Charizard eventually, but we'll get to that. Charmander is good with special attack. That's the one you want to use, because in this game, your attacks are mostly... They're only split into 2 types, physical and special attacks. But, yep, this is our first battle with our rival, Crab. Oak's gonna tell us how to battle here.
Very tough.
Yeah,
battle.
tough stuff. Basically, we're gonna spam Scratch. Scratch! We
I
can
don't
use
know,
Growl
man.
if we wanted.
Yeah, as I'll say, Growl's pretty good.
Lower Squirtle's defense, because Squirtle actually has a
Yeah.
better defense.
Yeah, you guys have big old shell on his back.
And the problem being that Squirtle has a high defense and we are using a physical attack, which goes with the defense category. Because all normal type attacks in 3rd gen are physical. They fixed it in 4th gen, but it was a little bit. But what starter did you pick when you first started?
Always Squirtle. I don't know why. Just always liked him. He's a good guy.
Leveled up.
I know him personally. But,
yeah, I mainly picked Bulbasaur, I would say, because I just thought he was very cool. See, actually, my red and blue did not save when I got it, so I played this exact part a lot.
The first game, I actually never had blue. I have 2 copies of red. I don't know. I guess I liked it that much. I had to go buy a second one.
So nice, I had to buy it twice.
Exactly. And then I ended up buying yellow, but that was a short life. For some reason, I had an error similar to my silver version, where whenever you enter a Pokemon into the PC, it's destroyed forever.
Alright, so we have our first wild Pokemon encounter here. We're battling a Rattata. Rattata in his final form is not very good. His stats are below average, I would say. And I don't know, he's just common. You have a Rattata in every generation of Pokemon. The next one's Sentret. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Pokemon Fire Red here, baby. And that's what we're playing. Alright, so we're going to trek up into town. We're going to start this journey. Or so we think. Because, you know what, let's just find maybe a battle with Pidgey.
Boom,
Alright, there we go. Pidgey. Pidgey is he's a flying Pokemon. Most people pick him because you can get him really early. He evolves 2 times. And he's about average, his stats in his final form. He's kind of fast, a little bit defensive. His attack's alright. But, I don't usually like the bird Pokemon. I know you do.
Yeah.
He's a Pidgey man. Alright, Chili grew to level 7. Let's check out Chili's stats. I didn't even check his nature. Alright, yeah, he's looking pretty good. We learned Ember. That's good, our first fire move. Alright, let's check out his nature. Just because. Alright. We have a calm nature Charmander. I don't know like what calm is. I don't know how the stats work on that. I'd have to look it up. But earlier you mentioned yellow. I didn't really talk about yellow earlier. I talked about red, green, blue, but I did not talk about yellow. Yellow was another thing. Yellow was the same game, but it had Pikachu in it, and there was a little bit difference. There was a little story differences, like Team Rocket from the anime was in it. If people watch the anime, you know what I'm talking about.
And if you also watch the anime, you know how they pronounce Pokemon is very weird. They call it Pokemon?
Alright, so we got Oak's parcel. We have to bring it back to him. The reason I got this is because we cannot go any further. Because there's an old man blocking our path.
He's dead.
Absolutely forbid you from going here. This is private property. Oh, Grandpa, don't be so mean. I'm sorry, he hasn't had his coffee yet. Actually, in the Japanese version, he is passed out because he is drunk. Grandpa is drunk, people.
Big alcoholic.
Alright, there totally wasn't a cut there. Alright. Sorry, folks, I had to burp. Okay, so we're trekking back. You could skip over the grass by jumping over these ledges. And, yeah, it's very convenient, but you do have to walk through this patch of grass down here.
You know, as a kid, I was always wondering why the hell there was that. Like, is the whole place just like a cliff? Like, are we on a mountainside?
It's a trap, basically, as Admiral Akbar would say. Oak is just trapping kids into say, "Hey, don't go into the grass." I bet he grew that grass there. All right, so we got his parcel to him. It was a special Pokeball. Hopefully, it wasn't the GS ball. We all know how useless that thing was.
Oh, yes.
If anybody's watched the anime, you know what I'm talking about. GS Ball was completely useless. It was a bad story arc, and then they just abandoned it. Alright, Bull and Crap, take these with you. Alright, Oak gave us the Pokédex. He will describe the Pokédex now. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch and obtain to complete data. Here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. He gives 5 Pokeballs. Pokeballs are the weakest to catch Pokemon. They have, like, I'm trying to remember the catch rate for them. I can't remember it really well right now, so that's bad commentary, but whatever. So, it's first LP. It's gonna be a little shaky. Alright, so he's telling us to catch things for him, and Douchebag's gonna tell us that he's gonna take a map from his sister. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Bull. Ha ha ha! Don't bother to come around to my place after this. Duh, if I can spit it out. Alright, so we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go get the map, because she gives it to you anyway. Daisy's a nice lady. Alright, Daisy. Prepare yourself. Alright, Grandpa asked you to run an errand? Jeez, that's lazy of him. Here, this will help you. Of course Grandpa's lazy. He only had 3 Pokemon. 4 if you consider the Nidoran that disappeared in the beginning.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got the town map. We can check that out real quick. Show we have a long journey ahead of us. Town map. Pretty cool, I like that animation.
Oh, yes.
Viridian City is where we were. We're gonna try to get further than that. We're gonna get to Viridian Forest, and we're gonna end off the episode here. Next time on Pokemon Fire Red, we're going to get through Viridian City, and we're gonna go to Viridian Forest. See you next time.